Welcome everybody to another episode of TNA Review. We are going to go over tonight's episode of TNA Lockdown. We opened TNA Lockdown with the traditional contract signing for ownership of the company. And pretty much that ends up like the traditional generic contract signing. They sign the contract, they talk shit, then somebody gets hit. In this case, it was Jeremy Borash. Now we get into the actual wrestling. Mind you, this is not a long 2 hours like it normally is. Because of the Leathal lockdown, there's not many matches. We'll get into the first match, which was Abyss versus Mojave Ashira. Abyss comes out normal and with the Revolution's entrance. But is it me, or is it just that Abyss has done everything possible known to man and he's boring anymore? But then Mojave Ashira comes out, does his little dance around the ring, and what do we see at ringside? Yes, people, there is a Bigfoot, and it is wherever TNA was at tonight. Because the special guest appearance was Bigfoot in the crowd. And the results of they wrestled. We had the traditional interference by James Storm. Referee's back was turned. But at the end, Mojave Ashira wins it with a sky high. And I missed that move. And I'm glad someone else does it again. We'll go to match. Well, this ain't even match 2. This is a promo by EC3. And everything. Bad-mouthing the audience. Making fun of Jeff Hardy, which the suit that the EC3 made Jeff Hardy reminded me of what Spud's outfits were, Rockstar Spud's outfits were, but unfortunately, on the suit that Jeff Hardy was wearing was EC3's face all over it. Then Rockstar Spud comes out during the promo, cuts his own, and for some odd reason next week he has a world title shot against EC3. And so he ends up getting beat up at the end of the promo, and Jeff Hardy mumbles, "I'm sorry," then hits him because Jeff Hardy is being told by EC3 because he's under contract for EC3. Next is the Knockouts title, which brings me up to the question, or my thing is, I hate spoilers because we already knew going into, and I hate tapings of shows because people don't know how to shut up. I hate spoilers because of the fact that you know who's going to win before you even watch the show. Same way, that's the reason why they're taped. I want to watch wrestling. I don't want to hear people say, "Oh, Gail Kim wins the TNA title," before it even happens because it's been taped. Hence, "Oh, you just spoiled it." Yes, it's a Fatal 4-Way Knockouts title match. Gail Kim wins by a roll-up. And that was the actual match. Now you got Lethal Lockdown. Apparently the week before, Eric Young jumped ship. So they were Team TNA was down a man. So Bram fills it in. First entrance was Sanjay Dutt, Davey Richards, so on and so forth. The final man of TNA was Bram. And then the Lethal Lockdown started. I like it because of the actual hardcoreness in that cage. But like I said, I hate spoilers. So I knew who was going to win. It was going to be Team TNA because they only had stuff for GFW for only a certain amount of weeks, which was pointless. And it brings me to the next thing, is that all GFW is a bunch of overrated jobbers in that company, with the exception of some underrated wrestlers like Chris Masters, that goes by a different name. Justin Gabriel, which he goes by PJ Black. There's a guy from PWG that should not even be in GFW because he is more popular than that whole jobber wrestling league. Then you got the talentless reject from WWE known as Brian Myers, which he went by the name in WWE as Kurt Hawkins. One of the good tag teams back in the early days of Hawkins and Ryder, better known as the Edgeheads. In ECW, they were the Major Brothers. But yes, this league, this GFW league, or wrestling organization group, faction, wrestling federation. Yes, I did the little wrestling federation joke. It's nothing more than glorified jobbers, unknown wannabes, and a couple people that should not even be in there because their name is more popular than the actual GFW name. And behind everything is Jeff Jarrett, one of the shittiest wrestlers in the whole World Wrestling Federation. The only thing that he was good for was a mid-card specialist at best. And the only reason why he held the WCW title is because people left, people were hurt, and they had nobody to fill in for the WWE or for the WCW championship at that time. That's the only reason why he had WCW gold, and the only reason why that he held the TNA NWA title multiple times is because it was his own company. Other than that, he was a mid-card to a jobber at best. And they should, after everything that's happened this past couple weeks with GFW and TNA, they should revoke his TNA Hall of Fame. And I think they did, because your new inductee for TNA's Hall of Fame is the legendary Earl Hebner. Which, quite frankly, that's something that WWE has never done, inducted a referee. They've inducted ring announcers and everything, but never a referee, which I give them props. And Earl's earned it. I'm sorry that it's not longer, but TNA wasn't that. It was just it was a pay-per-view, but it wasn't long enough to make any predictions or anything because of it being taped, and we already know who was going to win weeks advance, so you can't really make predictions. You can watch it and you give your own review and your opinion about it. In that case, and not in that case, but with that in mind, I have been Fireproof, and I hope you enjoyed this little TNA Lethal Lockdown review. See ya.